and institutional management. He's a strategic security and investigations professional with over 25 years of progressive leadership experience, spanning military command, national security operations, investigations, compliance enforcement, and institutional governance. He has served as the Deputy Chief Sergeant at Arms of the National Assembly for the last 12 years. Prior to joining Parliament, Major Retired Masinde served as a military observer with the United Nations mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, MONUC. In this capacity, demonstrated exemplary distinction while deepening his expertise in multinational coordination, intelligence sharing, and investigative oversight. Honorable members, alongside the retired Masinde, the Parliamentary Service Commission also appointed Mr. Nicholas Emejen to the position of Director for Audit, Appropriations, and General Purposes Committee, and Mr. Stephen Mutungi as the Director of Hansard and Audio Services. On my behalf, and on behalf of the House and the Parliamentary Service Commission, I congratulate them for their appointment and extend to them our best wishes as they assume their new responsibilities. I'm confident that they will serve the National Assembly with professionalism, impartiality, and dedication while upholding the traditions, dignity, and values of Parliament. I thank you. While still on my feet, let me acknowledge in the public gallery, Sekenani School from Narok West, Narok, Webuye SCK School from Webuye East, Bungoma. In the Speaker's Gallery, God Sibwoche Secondary School from Muriri, Migori. Ndindune Secondary School from Mara, Tarakaniti. Karumu Primary School from Kandara, Muranga, and Ikawa School from Chuka, Ingamangombe from Chuka. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Next.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
No, not yet. Majority Leader. Member Faldai, you are the surrogate Majority Leader.
It looks like, thank you.
Go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 29 July 2026. First is report on the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of the following. 1, AIC Morop Girls Secondary School, Chogoria Girls High School, Enomatasiani Girls Secondary School, Karima Girls High School, Kenyanya Secondary School, Kaborok Girls Secondary School, Koelel Forces Academy, Kirobon Girls High School, Limuru Girls School, Mahiga Girls Secondary School, Meru School, Nakuru High School, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Mary Hill Girls High School, Pangani Girls School, St. George's Girls Secondary School, St. Matthias Mulumba Matinyani Boys School, and Stella Maris Othaya Girls High School. Secondly, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the years ended 30th June 2024 and 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of the following. 1 is Bavuni Secondary School, Gede Secondary School, JG Kiriaini Secondary School, Kenyatta High School in Mahiga, Kiriti Girls Secondary School, Lady of Fatima Chinga Girls Secondary School, Marafa Boys Secondary School, Masosa Mixed Secondary School, Isinya Boys Secondary School, and St. John's Girls Secondary School in Kilifi County. And finally, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023, 30th June 2024, and 30th June 2025, and the certificates therein in respect of the following. 1, Kithure Girls Secondary School, Kiari Secondary School, Kirangari Boys Secondary School, Mbakalo Friends Secondary School, Moi Girls High School, Kamusinga, Molo Secondary School, Nduberi Girls Secondary School, and St. Francis Girls High School, Mangu. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next. Chair Budget and Appropriations, Honorable Atandi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 29th July 2026. Report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on its consideration of the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bill number 8 of 2026. Thank you.
Next.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chair, no, Member for Taraka, George Best.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of the following motion on the establishment of a policy on the recruitment and remuneration of community health promoters on a permanent and pensionable basis. That aware that the community health promoters, who are popularly known as CHPs, play an integral role in the delivery of primary health care at the community level by providing basic health services, including health promotion and education, disease prevention and early detection, support for maternal and child health interventions, and community mobilization. Further aware that community health promoters serve as the first point of contact between households and the formal health system. Concerned that despite their important contribution to the realization of the universal health coverage and the attainment of the highest attainable standard of health under Article 43(1) of the Constitution, community health promoters continue to discharge these critical duties with inadequate facilitation and insufficient remuneration. Acknowledging that proper facilitation, motivation, and fair remuneration of community health promoters would enhance service delivery, strengthen preventive health care, and reduce pressure on health facilities. Cognizant of the fact that health policy is a function of the national government. Now, therefore, this House resolves that the national government formulates and implements a policy framework to guide on the recruitment and remuneration of the community health promoters across the country. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. While on my feet, Honorable Speaker, this is quite an important motion. I appeal to you as the chair of the House Business Committee to actually give this priority. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
The request noted. Next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Request for statement, Umulher Harun. Is this response or request? Response. Tongoyo, this is yours. Is Umulher in the house? Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Go ahead.
In response to Honorable Umiri's statement being sought regarding the insecurity in Kampi Samaki Garissa, I want to respond as follows. In 2021, a boundary dispute arose between Garissa and Isiolo County in the area surrounding Kampi Samaki Primary School. The dispute, occasioned by contested administrative and jurisdiction land boundary, escalated into violent clashes between members of the Somali and Borana community. Conflict resulted in loss of lives, displacement of residents, and heightened insecurity within the affected area. Consequently, Kampi Samaki Primary School was closed, disrupting learning for the enrolled pupils who was subsequently transferred to Benane Primary School, where they continue with their education. Although several innovations, including administrative engagements and peace-building initiative, has been undertaken by the government and other stakeholders, the dispute remain unresolved. To prevent further escalation and enhance security, the ministry has implemented the following: the County Security Intelligence of Garissa and Isiolo counties to continue hold joint engagement aimed at resolving the dispute amicably in collaboration with the school administrators, board of management, parents, and community leaders to address the emerging security concern affecting the institution. The intelligence-led security operations are ongoing. Mobile and foot patrols has been intensified. Additional security personnel has been deployed to identify hotspots to strengthen security presence and reassure residents, and the community policing has been ongoing. On the step taken to resolve this, Honorable Speaker, the government is pursuing both security and administrative innovation to address the underlying cause of dispute, and these include continued engagement by the County Security Intelligence Committee of Garissa and Isiolo with elders, religious leaders, peace committees, and community representatives through structured dialogue and conflict resolution forums. Collaboration with the relevant government agencies, including IBC, to address the boundary and administrative issues giving rise to the dispute. Sustained public sensitization campaign promoting peaceful coexistence, dialogue, and equitable sharing of available resources among the neighboring communities. Honorable Speaker, on the issue of guaranteed security to the teachers, the ministry recognizes that a secure learning environment is essential for uninterrupted education, and to this end, the following measures has been put in place: sustained multi-agency security operation, including enhanced patrol, deployment of joint security teams, and regular security assessment in vulnerable areas to protect teachers, learners, and the educational institution, strengthening collaboration between school administrators and local security agencies to facilitate timely information sharing and coordinated security responses. There is ongoing security mapping of remote and underserved areas to identify locations without adequate policing infrastructure, subject to availability of resources. Additional National Police Reservists, NPR, will be recruited, trained, and deployed to improve security coverage and response capability. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, we remain fully committed to restoring lasting peace and security in Kambisamaki and the surrounding areas through sustained security operations, strengthening interagency collaboration, community engagement, and ongoing peace-building initiative. We are working to create a secure environment that safeguards lives, protect livelihood, and guaranteed interruption access to education. Signed by the concerned minister, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Omolher.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to appreciate the chair of the committee for the response. I appreciate the feedback, but there is more that needs to be done because the area itself, Kambisamaki, is currently facing the closure of its school, which was as per the request of the statement. And I see there is a need for the CS for Interior and the CS for Education to have a sitting and organize a meeting both with the local leadership and the elders from both communities so that we can discuss the reopening of this school. Mr. Speaker, I visited Kambisamaki myself after I raised a statement, and I realized the matter is a bit, it's contentious because it also involves a boundary issue. And boundary issues now become emotive because it involves land that belongs to both Isiolo County and Garissa County. And for us to open the school and avoid any skirmishes and future wars and crises like what happened before, it is important that both communities sit down to be able to successfully open the school. Mr. Speaker, when I visited Kambisamaki, the officers on the ground requested that they get backup, and this is something the minister can look into because there is a banditry issue that is existing. As recent as 2 weeks ago, we had young men who were attacked by bandits and their animals taken away, Mr. Speaker, there is a need for extra platoons of officers to be added. They are both from the RDU unit and the anti-stock theft unit. Mr. Speaker, these are things that need to be worked on jointly, and this is something I'll request through the chair and the Minister for Interior to look into so that we are able to look into the matter. The school itself needs to be opened, but it is also a bit of a thorny matter because it involves a boundary issue. As we speak, Kambisamaki Primary School is registered as a polling station under Garissa County, but it is also a matter of dispute with the community that neighbors as Isiolo County. As at now, we don't have any conflict, but to avoid future conflict, Mr. Speaker, we must address both the boundary issue and the security issue so that the school can be reopened. That is something I picked up after I visited the site in itself and communication that the elders had given us. And Mr. Speaker, currently there is no school in the area. The nearest school is 15 kilometers.
Omolher, you are seeking clarification. You are making a
No,
speech.
I am explaining what I realized after I raised the statement because I did a site visit, Mr. Speaker. It's a matter that cannot just involve not just the Minister for Interior, but also the Land Minister and the Minister for Education. If we look into this from a security issue, Mr. Speaker, it will open a lot of Pandora boxes, and we don't want what happened in 2021 to recur again. And for us to do that, we must address the needful. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Professor Jaldeza.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I need to appeal to our brothers and sisters from Northeastern to avoid encroaching on Eastern Province. Because almost all the time, they encroach into other people's region, they cause conflict, and when things happen, they're the first one to make noise and rise and make noise. The Kambisamaki area you are saying around Garbatula, Isiolo South, is part of Isiolo County. Why do people from Garissa want to invade Isiolo?
Order, Professor. You are totally out of order. You are totally out of order. You are members of the National Assembly of Kenya, and you can raise a question in relation to any part of this country. The only caution I give is, if you have an issue you want to raise in the House, falling within the fiscal jurisdiction of a colleague, courtesy requires that you inform them. But nothing stops the nominated MP from asking anything about Kambisamaki, whether in Isiolo or not. Tongoyo?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In our own admission of the concerned member, she had admitted that this is a situation that goes beyond the mandate of Interior to include the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Lands, and even perhaps IBC. So, I wanted to have your attention, Speaker. But this is, Honorable Speaker, I think it needed more intervention, intergovernmental or interministerial approach, because the underlying cause of this is a boundary dispute, which is largely to do with the IBC, Ministry of Lands. So, Honorable Speaker, and the part of Interior, I think on the intervention being put in place to address the security issue, not just on Kambisamaki, but largely in Garissa. We know the situation is fluid, and the rest of the northern part of the country, the ministry is doing anything possible. But, Honorable Speaker, because I think you submitted the interruption, this is something that needs more beyond the scope of Ministry of Interior. It's a cutting cross issue. We need the Ministry of Education, IBC, Lands. So maybe you need your indulgence, Honorable Speaker, on the best approach to this.
Mr. Speaker, I want to let the member from Isiolo know that I don't want what happened before to recur again. And it is important that as leaders address the needful. Mr. Speaker, land issues...
Don't escalate what the Speaker has
No, I'm not
directed.
escalating, Mr. Speaker. I'm just letting him know that my request on this statement...
You are under no duty to answer him on any issue.
My request was to address the gaps in education that have come out after that incident happened 7 years ago, Mr. Speaker. So it is as simple as either deciding to open a new school somewhere else or reopen that school so the children from both counties can benefit. It's not a land issue.
You are perfectly in order. And the protesting member is not even from Isiolo. He is from Marsabit. Yes. Next is Julia Sunguli in the house. Yes, Tongo, can you respond to Julia Sunguli's request?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It was a little bit discussion with a member from Garissa, Major. Honorable Speaker, in regards to the issue of Honorable Sunguli, in a matter concerning security at Tangata Barikoi, Kilgoris, the Member of Parliament in particular wanted to know the circumstances surrounding the livestock theft incident, the death of the anti-stock theft unit officer, may his soul rest in eternal peace, and measures taken to investigate the case and apprehend the suspect.
Yes, Baba.
The reason for alleged confiscation of livestock belonging to the members of the local community, and an indication on when the livestock will be returned to the innocent residents, and the measures being taken to ensure protection of residents, restoration of law and order, and prevention of further violation of human rights in Nangata Barikoi. Honorable Speaker, I want to respond as follows. On the 19th June, a known number of livestock was stolen from the Kuria community at Kuitembe area, Kuria West Sub-County within the Migori County. A contingent of police officers drawn from the Angata Barikoi police station, Angata ASTU, responded promptly with the aim of recovering the livestock and apprehending the perpetrators. The officers encountered about 40 suspected cattle rustlers armed with automatic rifles and Kithure area, Ngedale location. A fierce exchange of gunfire ensued between the two parties. During the confrontation, a police officer, number 114287 APC Joseph Owino, attached to Angata Barikoi ASTU, sustained a gunshot wound on his back near his hip joint. The officer was evacuated from the scene and rushed to Angata Barikoi Health Center, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. His body was moved to Transmara West mortuary for preservation, pending postmortem examination, and the incident was booked at Angata Barikoi Police Station, via bin number 519 of 2026 at 19 hours. On the 20th June, 2026, the postmortem examination was conducted on the body of the deceased, and the pathologist formed the opinion that the cause of death was massive hemorrhage secondary to penetrating abdominal wound sustained from the back. An inquiry file was opened to establish the circumstances surrounding the shooting and subsequent death of the officer. On the second reason for alleged confiscation of the livestock, there is no record, Honorable Speaker, of any livestock having been recovered or confiscated by the police, and no livestock is being held at Angata Barikoi Police Station or by us to come awaiting release to the members of the public. Meanwhile, effort to trace and recover the stolen livestock and apprehend the perpetrators remain ongoing. That was by the time of writing of this report. And the situation is calm, Honorable Speaker, I can confirm. I am from that area as well. Honorable Speaker, following the incident of the 24th, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, accompanied by the Governor of Narok, and the elected leaders from the Transmara, to include the member who raised the question, and the area senator, and other leaders, engage members of the local community with the aim of promoting peace, coexistence, and de-escalating tension arising from the incident. The Cabinet Secretary directed that all civilians in possession of the legal firearms to surrender them. In addition, the following measures have been undertaken to restore normalcy and safeguard the resident. Security agencies have been intensifying foot and mobile patrol. There is intelligent gathering operation ongoing to deter criminal activities and to prevent further insecurity and facilitate the recovery of the stolen livestock. Engagement of the community leaders, elders, and stakeholders to promote peace and dialogue. And all security operations in Angata Barikoi are being undertaken in strict adherence to the Constitution of Kenya, the National Police Service Act, and applicable human rights standards. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Julia Sunguli. If you are satisfied, we can let
Mr.
it
Speaker,
lie.
I wish to thank the chairman of the Committee for Internal Security for his report and answer. I wish to confirm, Mr. Speaker, that as soon as we asked the question, the responsible Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, went to Angata Barikoi together with all of us and introduced certain measures that have since cooled the area. The situation is well under control. Particularly, Mr. Speaker, the GSU camp was reintroduced at the border, and this has actually been very effective. Only yesterday, about 12 cows were stolen from the area of Ngendalel, and unlike in the past, the police, the people from Kilgoe, Transmara, were able to cross to Kuria without a problem, and the GSU, together with the citizens, recovered 8 of those cows. The situation still remains, of course, an area to be watched because it is fragile. It's a border area. It borders Kenya and Tanzania. It borders the Kuria and the Kipsigis and the Maasai. It's a trigonometrical area that requires constant management. But I'm grateful that the minister has been able to do that, and I wish and I think that the chairman has given a satisfactory answer.
Thank you. We leave it lie there. Taitumu. Honorable Mwalimu Taitumu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I arise to make a personal statement regarding the passing on of my late beloved father, Mr. Patrick Ntoanaiba Baikelanya. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 44-2E, I arise to make a personal statement regarding the passing on of my late father, Mr. Patrick Ntoanaiba Baikelanya. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Patrick Baikelanya rested on 4th July 2026 after a glorious and well-lived life that was just 2 years to centenary. The death of my father leaves a void that no one can adequately capture. A father is a pillar, a compass, and a quiet strength behind a son's every step. Irrespective of the son's age, at the time of the demise of my father, without doubt, the news of his passing on overcame our family with immense grief. To us, it was an end of an era, yet the messages of condolences that poured from every corner of this country, led by His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, CGH, the Deputy President, His Excellency Professor Kithure Kindiki, NGH, the Speaker of this Honorable House, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, NGH MP, and various members of this Honorable House gave us the strength to accept the God's will and accord Mse a befitting send-off in honor of his life and legacy. Honorable Speaker, I wish to record my deepest gratitude to His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, for his message of comfort, the support extended to my family during this period of mourning. I am profoundly honored by the President's humility to have created time out of his busy schedule of the national duty to grace the funeral of my late father in Igembe North on the 11th July 2026. This gesture reaffirmed the President's firm belief in the values of compassion and solidarity that defines his leadership. I equally extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, Honorable Speaker, for the messages of condolence and the support that you accorded our family. The House leadership and my colleagues, members in this House, for personally reaching out and condoling with us both here in Nairobi and at our rural home in Igembe North. I am also grateful to the people of Igembe North, the community leaders, the church, the bonda operators, the traders, the farmers, and the youth who rallied around my family with the prayers, moral support, and material contributions to ensure my father was given a dignified send-off. To the Kilanje who ministered to us and to the elders who guided the rites according to our customs, I say thank you and God bless you. On behalf of the family of the late Mr. Patrick Ntoanaiba Kilanya, I echo our deepest gratitude and pray that his soul finds eternal peace in heaven. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Taitumo. May Mzee soul rest in eternal peace, and may your family have peace at this time. Honorable members, I acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery Uhuru Estate School from Embakasi, West Nairobi, Kakawa Primary and Junior Schools from Mbere South, Embu, Dev Amazing Schools, Naivasha, Nakuru, Gishami Junior Primary School from Othaya, Nyeri. In the public gallery, New Genesis School from Marakwet West, Elgeyo Marakwet. Mekorani Primary School from Mahara, Tharaka Nithi. Bright Star Chebulbai from Marakwet West, Elgeyo Marakwet. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Major Deko, member for Garissa Town.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to remind you or to remind the House that about 2 months ago I requested for a statement, and which was brought to the answer was brought to the House regarding a police officer, Adan Haret Loss, who went missing for the last 3 years or so.
Chairman, Tongoyo, that reminder is directed at you.
Yes, and you promised that the chair of the Committee of Internal Security was to avail the Cabinet Secretary to a committee meeting so that we raise the issue. It's important to note, Honorable Speaker, that the answer that was provided here was not read on the floor of the House after consultation with the chair and myself and yourself, that it was not adequate. So the minister was supposed to appear in a committee meeting so that we address those issues. Up to now, we have no response from the chair.
When is the minister appearing before your committee?
Honorable Speaker, if you may recall, when we were just about to break for recess, I did report to this House that the minister could not appear because he was attending a cabinet meeting. And to that effect, we have written again today a letter to ask him to appear next week but one.
Okay.
And Honorable Speaker, it's not just his question or statement rather. There were quite a number, more about 13 or so. So I call upon the colleague to be a bit patient, because we are trying to do anything possible to ensure that the minister will appear and we transact all these before the plenary of committee.
When is your next appearance?
It's a Thursday, next week.
Thursday after next week?
Exactly. We are trying to avoid Tuesday so that he does not get excuses or other is probably of cabinets.
So, Deco?
We have got equally a big pressure.
And make sure you inform the honorable member accordingly. Yes. Next order. Yes, hold on. Honorable Emathe. Yes, Honorable Emathe. Give him the mic.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to remind that on 30th June, you ruled that I receive a response on the operationalization of NAPETET ICT Hub in Turkana Central. This ICT Hub was completed under World Bank, implemented by Kenha, in 2023. Right now, it is gathering dust, and this will be the first implementation or achievement on ICT in Turkana County ever since we took government. Speaker, as we speak about ICT Hub, the students who are listening have a direct benefit on this. But in Turkana, there is nothing called ICT Hub anywhere in Turkana County. This will be the first.
When can you respond? Give to KJ the mic.
Mr. Speaker, you had already issued direction on this.
Yes.
And yes, the committee has burnt the midnight oil. And God willing, we shall be presenting this next week. Since Thursday, we shall be having a baraza, and the committee might not be able to process the feedback that we are getting from the ministry. And Mr. Speaker, it is only just a slight correction that in the whole plan of the digital superhighway, Turkana is one of the biggest beneficiaries with the connection of the fiber optic cable that connects our republic to the South Sudan Republic. And even more advancement has been made in such a way that we have taken cognizance of the border issues at the Elmi Triangle, which has allowed for us to have two cables, a Kenyan cable going up to where Kenya believes our border gets to, and also another cable, the one coming from South Sudan, proceeding to where Sudan would want to contest the borders to. So, Honorable Speaker, it is a great question that the Honorable Member brought to the House, and it impacts on very many other members. And so we shall be presenting a very comprehensive response, God willing, this coming week. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, thank you, KJ. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, consideration of a petition on the management of hemophilia and other bleeding disorders.
Okay.
Question to be put.
Members on their feet, take your seats. CPA, take your seats. Is that Mutunga or Robert Mbui or Wanjala? Take your seats. Thank you. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Health on its consideration of the public petition number 01 of 2026 regarding management of hemophilia and other bleeding disorders among patients and children in the country, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 23rd June 2026. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 9, the County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 34 of 2023, second reading.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Labor. Is that Karemba? No. Who is the chair? Ken Chonga, where is he? Okay, we'll stand it down for now. Go to order number 10.
Order number 10, motion, report of the Kenya delegation to the 151st Assembly of the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, and related meetings.
Who was the chair of the delegation to IPU in this regard? Who is it? Irene Mayaka, is it you? No. Meli Mabona? Meli Odhiambo is not here. Go to next order.
Order number 11, the Sports Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2026, second reading.
Irene Mayaka, are you ready to move this bill?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Sports Amendment Bill number 5 of 2026 be read a second time. Honorable Speaker, this particular bill, the main objective of the bill is actually to criminalize sports and match manipulation and match fixing in the country of Kenya. And what we've done, Honorable Speaker, is within the Sports Amendment Bill, it is that we have amended a couple of clauses so that it is in line with actually what we intend to do. Honorable Speaker, just to mention the specific sections that have been amended, we are amending Section 2 so that we introduce the definition of sports management, manipulation. Section 3 of the bill, which also just gives the specifics in terms of what it is that we are introducing and amending, and the manipulation of sports. Section 5, which also introduces the specifics in terms of the fines that will be charged. Honorable Speaker, just to give a background of this particular bill, is the legislative intent of this. Because, Honorable Speaker, we have had scenarios of match fixing, criminal offenses within the sports fraternity, but we do not have any specific laws that actually criminalize these particular vices. So for that reason, Honorable Speaker, and having looked at the various laws we have from other countries, and also the different regulations from the different federations that we have across the whole world, I thought it fit that we also have this in Kenya. Because, Honorable Speaker, sports integrity is very important for our country. It's very important because we are seeking to nurture sports and talent in this country of ours, but also we want to make sure that the young people, the talented people in the country, are not being injured by people who are only there to manipulate the system so that it actually favors them. Honorable Speaker, we have had very many feedback from the public in terms of public participation of what they think about this particular bill. And I know the Sports Committee will be represented so that they can give us the feedback that we've received. But, Honorable Speaker, just to thank the public for the overwhelming support for this particular piece of legislation. The background of this, Honorable Speaker, is foundation of sports. Sports is based on fairness, transparency, and public confidence. Integrity is currently at risk, and increasing reports globally and locally indicate growing attempts to improperly influence sporting outcome. Market pressure as well has also brought a lot of risk into the game. National interests, Honorable Speaker, this is also to protect the integrity of athletics, clubs, funds, and sponsors as well. Honorable Speaker, the legal context and the existing gaps. Regulatory deficit, if you look at the current Sports Act Cap 223, it does not contain any explicit provisions to criminalize sports manipulation. Enforcement barriers, current mechanisms rely on association-level disciplinary action, which lack the weight of criminal law. And, Honorable Speaker, on this particular one, we are finding that most of the federations in this country, whether it is the Football Federation, the Basketball Federation, Netball Federation, Volleyball Federation, or the athletics part of it, when they are faced with such issues, they only do investigations within the federation, which is really not giving any particular third-party aspect or making sure that there's actual fairness where there's a criminal case. Structural weakness, the internal sporting bodies are often unequipped to handle organized criminal syndicates. And, Honorable Speaker, this is where the criminal aspect comes into play so that the specific criminal investigation bodies in the country can then be charged with ensuring that they do proper investigations into this. The solution, Honorable Speaker, is amendment bridges that bridges the gap by providing criminal sanctions and stronger investigative powers. Honorable Speaker, I had the option of looking at the different laws that we have in the country. The Sports Act, the Penal Code, the Criminal Act, all these particular laws. But it was actually easier for us to amend the Sports Act Cap 2023 so that we ensure that the definition of manipulation is put in place, the criminal aspect is put in place, and the offenses are also put in place in one particular law. Honorable Speaker, looking at the current Kenyan legal framework, The Sports Act of 2013 governs sports administration but contains no explicit match-fixing offenses in our country. If you look at the Penal Code, Cap 63, it covers general fraud, e.g. Section 315, which covers matters to do with cheating, but has no dedicated match-fixing provision. If you look at the Anti-Doping Act, it focuses on banned substances, but nothing to do with match manipulation. If you look at the different sports federations, which I had alluded to, they currently rely on internal sanctions, bans, and suspensions because of the legal gap. But there's no specific criminal investigation procedure, which makes the process also become ununiform and sometimes, in some cases, largely unfair to most people. If you look at the Betting, Lottery, and Gaming Act, Cap 131, Section 61 prohibits cheating at bets, but penalizes, penalties are minimal, a maximum of 6 months. Honorable Speaker, I did have a look at the international standards that are currently there, especially in terms of the popular sporting activities we have in this country. Honorable Speaker, if you look at the FIFA Code of Ethics 2023, it prohibits any involvement in match manipulation and requires reporting of corruption approaches. If you look at the FIFA Disciplinary Code of 2023, it imposes a minimum 5-year ban and a fine of 100,000 euros for anyone manipulating a match. If you look at the Macaulay Convention 2019, Honorable Speaker, and I know you're aware of this because you're a sports person, First International Treaty on Sports Manipulation, it urges states, sports bodies, and betting operators to cooperate and to prevent, detect, and sanction fixed competitions. Honorable Speaker, a case study of some of the countries that do have criminalizing of match-fixing laws in their countries, I give an example of Italy. The Italian laws 401/198 criminalizes fraud in sports competition, offering, promising, or accepting money or other advantages to alter any event's outcome. Penalties include 2 to 6 years imprisonment and fines for match fixing. The Italian FA Justice Code also gives a lot more emphasis on this. Notable example is the 206 Calipoli scandal, which saw some top clubs and officials face sporting criminal sanctions. And Honorable Speaker, if you remember the very famous story of some of the famous clubs like Juventus, which had to actually be relegated, some of the very stringent cases that actually made some of these big clubs fall. A case study of Brazil as well, general sports law explicitly prohibits manipulation of sports results. Any bets tied to fixed outcomes are declared void. Honorable Speaker, giving an example of the cases that we've had in Kenya that actually motivated me to bring this particular law. Some of the cases we've had are like the Nairobi City Stars. Multiple attempts league fixes of City Stars premium matches between 2021 and 2023 were uncovered, and this was the 4th attempt in 3 years for the club. In 2023, police arrested 3 suspects, Kenyan, Ugandan, and Russian, after sting operations that had offered City Star players a huge sum of money so that they can throw away the match. And Honorable Speaker, if you go into the YouTube channel and just look at some of the cases that we've had, especially in our country in Kenya in terms of match fixing, they're very sad cases because they have resulted in killing dreams for young people who really want to do their best in this particular field. The legal foundation and definition of manipulation, Honorable Speaker, as I said, Clause 3 empowers Sports Kenya with statutory authority. It gives a definition of what the unified reporting hub could look like. Interagency